Pugsy, because he doesn't even ask like, yo, which skin do you think is cool? He goes, which skin makes the least amount of noise, do you think? and he runs them all through training mode doing the signal. He's like, all right, this is the quietest one. I think I'm gonna play this one for this tournament.
I didn't know he did that.
But yeah, he doesn't play them because he thinks they're awesome. He just looks for the quietest SIGs, and he's decided that it's either Simon or Maggie, and he just rotates between the two of them. I think that's the point where he picks which one is coolest for him.
I thought that maybe we were gonna see Finn kind of make its way more into the meta beyond Pugsy, and so he was picking the drip that like other people weren't. Because like if you play Jala, like you're of course for the most part people are going to be playing Finn. Everybody loves the Finn crossover. It's a fantastic crossover. So you pick the Simon because nobody else plays Simon. I saw Pugsy playing the Simon earlier, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't even know that character's name. Like I know it's a Jala crossover, but I don't even know the crossover's actual name because you never see anybody play it.
Yeah, the Brawlhalla crossover. Now it's that crossover is actually really good as well. We also get that Alucard Ezio, but going into the game, the blue team taking the brunt of the red team's attacks here, opening. It looks like both of them are going to take a fall here. Yep. Now that all stemmed off of the back of Wubbs' down sig, and Pugsy is untouched, by the way. I don't know if we.
I didn't even notice that. I did not.
Yeah, Pugsy has not been hit.
He okay. Now he finally got hit by some guy. I think he got tapped by a weapon toss. Now Cody's trying to do the same thing on his second stock, and he's been doing a good job so far. He gets away from that down air. Now back on the main platform, sidelight nair. He's still been untouched on this second stock, charging up that ground pound. You know he was going to get hit and punished after that one. But the follow-up from Phazon, they got the stock. See if they get the full team wipe. If Phazon gets taken out here, no. They did get the full team wipe. Phazon took some punishment, but they're going to turn around, put that focus on the Pugsy. The 2v1 potential here from the blue team. Fantastic work.
Now Pugsy just went from being untouched on his first stock to just taking so much damage to the point where it's basically even. They have a slight lead considering Phazon's in knockout here. He's gonna have to play a bit safe, or he's gonna have to give up that stock and default back into playing the game on a fresh one. But for the most part, the red team, they're not gonna be too happy with that because of how big the lead they had was.
Starting to get a lot closer between these two teams. Wubbs is the least damage so far. The dodge from Pugsy turns that around, takes out Phazon with the sword down air. Cody was really high in the air. He's able to get back onto the main platform. The unarmed recovery. Okay, Pugsy turns around, hits the falling side air. That's going to take out Cody Travis.
Now Wubbs was already red there, so he just went and took it on both of them because it's not going to knock out your teammate, but he's going to take out the enemy, and you're going to take that trade considering your teammate's already red. And this edge guard situation. Now, right before we talked about that side air, I was going to mention Pugsy. I don't give him enough respect for it, and people don't give him enough respect for it, but he's one of the best edge guarders in the game when it comes to sword. And we were talking about Snowy's edge guards earlier with just about every weapon, but when sword is in Pugsy's hands, I've never seen such well-placed ground pounds and down airs come out so consistently back to back. And now the blue team here going for saves on each other. It's not going to work as Wubbs just completely controlling the left side of that map.
What is up with Wubbs today? So somebody's got to check. I don't know what they put in the water. Do you know where he's from?
Bro. He's a Westie. He's a Westie. I don't know if he wants to give too much information on where he's from, but he is going to be usually a West Coast player.
Something in the water. New Yorkers talk about how great the New York water is and the pizza and it makes the bagels taste better, but I want to drink the water wherever Wubbs is from because dude is different today. For real. Wubbs is like actually putting out absolutely one of the performances of his entire career today.
Dude, the weapon throw into GC downlight in the air, right? He's probably the player in NA that does the weapon throw downlight most on stage, right? A lot of people don't really go for that just because of how dangerous it is, but even in tournament, and I've seen him on his stream just straight up in training room practicing it, weapon throw, dash forward, downlight, pick up the weapon and get a combo off. As I say that the blue team is going crazy with these edge guards, going to take out Pugsy instantly. But yeah, Wubbs is the one that does those combos the most, and we just see him did it with no stage for the GC for the downlight. He says, "All right, I'll make my own stage, weapon throw GC downlight, and then gets the ground pound off." Absolutely wild. Now coming into this game, they've wait.
He's so good.
This guy is. I mean, this is. This guy's doing something different. You're right about that water. Maybe it's just the trolley in the title. Wubbs sees trolley in title and he has to do the breakdances on stage. Pugsy needs to keep up with him as he enters his last stock here. The N6s are coming out trying to take Cody's stock away. And Phazon is probably going to be the focus here from the red team.
I'm seeing like 4 stocks to 5 in favor of the blue team, but like I almost don't care. Because Wubbs has 3, now he has 2, but I still like don't care. the way
I still
that
don't
Wubbs is
care.
playing, like it doesn't. It seems like there's no lead that the blue team can have that like I don't expect Wubbs to have like a serious potential of winning. See if they can force this 2v1 against Phazon. He's actually doing a really good job of putting out damage and really not taking too much between the two. He's going to completely disengage from Wubbs on the edge. He's still hunting for those down signatures that really opened up the beginning of last game. He did find one over on the edge this game. Again, he's really hunting for him.
You can see exactly how Pugsy has to play this game. Like, it is Jolly, so he is trying to get back on stage like there. We saw him E2 down 6, just trying to make it back because really you have to have some usefulness to your teammate, right? You have to participate somewhat. But you can just see it's just so hard on his last stock there, and he does get closed out of that out of the game there. But Wubbs was trying to do a lot for it. We saw a couple missed follows, but the hits were there. And if we can see Pugsy close it up and bring it in more in line to what we usually see him play, right? This looked like an off game. We can see what we usually see. The red team has a really good argument here for winning this series.
Now you're seeing that Phazon is dominating. That means he's picked up 3 stocks on his second stock, so he's done that without falling onto his final. Blue team's extremely healthy here. They're really just gonna they're gonna poke at Wubbs until they can set up for the combo. It's kind of getting a little bit sloppy here for the blue team though. Like you just saw some team damage come out. Wubbs is just like he's just doing work on a Cody. Now he's trying to turn things around on Phazon, and nothing is happening to Wubbs so far.
They're just looking to close it off at this point. Just one hit. That's the end light. Follow up with the side air, and that is finally going to close off that game. And like you were saying, it was getting a bit dicey, but 4 stocks to play with. You're allowed to make a couple mistakes even before you lose it. So at the end there, the blue team does take it off without losing any of the stocks. Damage split. More in Cody's favor, but basically even only 60-ish ahead. So the blue team playing with their synergy there. Their follow-ups are on point.
Single weapon damage really coming out from Phazon. It's mostly the gauntlets that game. It was 3 digits. It was in like the 400s on the gauntlets compared to the 2 digits on, of course, the unarmed kit and the cannon as well. So he's been mainly focusing on that. Cody's been doing more on the axe, but last game he also had, I think it was like 168 on the blasters. So a better spread between the two. Meanwhile, Phazon's mostly been focusing on the gauntlets so far.
This time we're going to Western Air Temple. I think this is the first one we've seen in the top 4, right? It's the first time we've been onto this map in the top 4, and Wubbs is absolutely carrying Phazon to the left side. He takes him all the way to the left and then says, I can't continue this in this direction. Let me just turn around GCN light and continue him back to the map. Just a bunch of damage onto Wubbs, but Cody managed to find damage onto Phazon. So now they've swapped, and Wubbs will just find the damage onto Cody for him.
He's seriously so good today. This is a team that got 9th at Summer Championships. And all of a sudden, dude, his Sidra is looking amazing. I'm glad we have the Arbiter crossover skin so that we can see the Arbiter doing all of this.
Now, during the Summer Championships, it is good to point out that Wubbs was playing more Vrax and traditionally is a Blasphemous player. So he was playing the Vrax and he was playing the Brawlhalla, which has mainly been his 2 picks for the most part. But now we're seeing him on this cannon as he just gets 2 hits and creates space for him and his teammate to get back to the stage there. Downline set from Pugsy. He's finally going to get the first stock out of this game in a minute in.
Pugsy ended up ending that ground pound on the main platform. Not sure if you wanted to put it there or if you wanted to just ride down right up against that wall. Taking off the top down for Cody Travis.
Gets the unarmed and light.
Yup.
He's going to take that recovery. Ooh, but Phazon able to track his movement just enough to get that nair off the top. And now Pugsy is the only one on his first stock. That Jala defense putting in the work, I guess. But the end light is finally going to close them off.
They have the chance to do some serious damage to Wubbs here. Phazon doesn't really rotate over to help out Cody. He trusts Cody to do it, meanwhile setting his sights onto Pugsy. Of course, the gauntlets, the main weapon he's been using, back in his hand. Big ground pound from Wubbs, and he gets the KO, putting Phazon onto final stock. 4 stocks to 3. The 3, of course, belonging to the blue team, but that was huge. That was an early KO from Cody Travis on the Brawlhalla Axe side signature, and now they're putting the pressure onto Pugsy in the 2v1 combo. Fantastic damage that they put out so quickly, but that side sig from Cody was clutch.
We're talking about the side say, what cannon read is side light ground pound? What is the read? Where are you doing
That's
that?
the Wubbs classic,
Apparently,
baby. That's the Wubbs classic.
apparently Wubbs has figured out for us. He's also figured out how to close off Cody's stock with that downlight recovery. And now the sights are set onto Phazon. Getting a bit aggressive off stage. You can see Phazon trying to turn around with them with these nairs. And it doesn't frighten Wubbs. It goes right back off stage. The down six is going to be a little over aggressive there as he has to weapon throw to make it back up. Phazon playing the edge here, gets the sideline Pugsy, but that's not going to be enough for the stock just yet.
What was that from Wubbs? He did the D-light into the turnaround side air right along the ground. Trying to turn around, set his sights on the Phazon.
Here.
Yeah, Pugsy's now on to final stocks. It's 2 stocks to 2. He's going to be hunting for a weapon, hoping a spawn comes in quickly. They're putting pressure on Cody. A little bit of team damage comes out.
The side air follow-up.
Somehow the team damage puts Wubbs in the perfect spot to find the side air on the cannon to take Cody out of the game. Now it's Phazon. He's going to have to try and make a couple bans on his Lonely. I don't know if he can do it. It's Pugsy versus Phazon. Pugsy in the yellow. Phazon at the weapon disadvantage. Pugsy at stage control. Somehow Phazon's able to grab the gauntlets.
That was such an interesting interaction there. Phazon wanted to throw his weapon up to create some space for himself coming back up. Hits the wall with it. Just doesn't bother to pick it back up. Says, forget the cannon. And Pugsy, feeling kind of modest, says, alright, I don't want my weapon either. Throws his axe off stage. And Phazon still ends up picking up the weapon first, even with the stage disadvantage. Now, they both have their weapons of choices. This is what we opt for. And Phazon, while finding the brunt of the hits, only needs to take one before his stocks go. And Pugsy closes that game off.
And that's why you saw Pugsy, it looked like he felt safe throwing out a bunch of side airs. Like, he was just kind of fishing for the side airs there, hoping to just pick it up, but also, like, putting fear into Phazon, because any one of those, one might take out the stock, but two could also set up the edge guard that would confirm the stock in the long run. So Pugsy was able to just throw those out, and Phazon wasn't able to punish any of them because it was too risky.
Now we're entering match point here, right? So that does mean since this elimination side of the bracket, if Phazon and Cody take this loss here, we're gonna see Pugsy and Wubbs move on into that top 3 spot that they want so bad. And it is something to think about. It hasn't happened, but Phazon is a player with a lot of picks here. Maybe he's trying to ride this Onyx through and get it into a position where he's confident taking it into the majors as well, right? Because we've seen Phazon before go into these tournaments, and he'll have the Val ready, he'll have the Hattori ready, he'll have the Wushang ready, and he's carried on the gauntlets from 2 of his picks into this. Bringing the cannon is something new, and he wants to get comfortable with it. He's even playing it at elimination point.
I feel like so many of the times that we've seen Phazon swap, oh, the double D-Sig, no way! Are they going to be able to confirm any stock here? The ground pound from Pugsy sends Cody down. He's able to still dodge and get over back to the wall. Wubbs is still hunting for the D-Sig. Phazon falls, and that's a double knockout from Wubbs.
The red team with such a convincing lead in this game already. You can already see there, and they also have so much stage control, right? That's something Cody with another really good side stick, gonna take the lead and throw it away from them. The side stick from Pugsy is gonna go wide, but he still has the stock to play with. Now, I was gonna say we see a lot of teams get good leads here, and they push them forward. But the red team just opting to play that middle ground on the stage there. We just saw a lot of nairs and stairs come out, and the blue team having to respect it and go to the off stage there. Really good stuff from them to try to build a lead for themselves here. And now you can just still see it coming out from Wubbs, the aerial gameplay. I mean, if you told me this just wasn't Wubbs, I'd believe you, by the way, right? Like, no disrespect, but he's just completely juggling Cody Travis here on stage, like, at all points of the map. He's playing out of his mind today.
Yeah, I think if you told me you'd give me $5 if I guessed correctly whether it was Wubbs or not, I would probably say it's not Wubbs. But going forward, I'm going to put a lot more respect on Wubbs' name, 100%.
So you just have to.
He survives that one, but the pickup from Cody to get the double KO, all of a sudden that's going to give them the lead. It's 4 stocks to 2. Pugsy and Wubbs on final stocks here. That was huge. Pugsy and Wubbs are up a game, so a victory here from Cody and Phazon means we move on to game 5. An L here for Cody and Phazon means they're out. They're stuck in 4th place. They don't medal.
That side air follow from Wubbs is so on point, and then the down like stairs is going to close off the stock on the other side. Now they have some room to work with here. They are slightly damaged, but that's not going to be enough to like push you out of the game or make it too hard for you to play, right? And we're already seeing it come through. The follow-up onto Cody there. The sider once more is going to bring the damage closer in point with all of them. And even though Cody's Brawlhalla, we've been seeing him just get knocked out as soon as he enters red. The follow-ups have been on point. The siders are catching him. The recoveries are catching him. And the stocks are going. So if they can just even up the damage here, it looks possible.
One thing, like I talk about Cody playing sort of quote-unquote like out-of-date legend a lot as he almost gets soloed on the edge, double recovery coming through. He safely gets back on the main platform and gets over to Pugsy to hit that. There's the neutral light. Phazon's not in the right spot
is so
to follow
aggressive.
up with the neutral air. Pugsy. Phazon actually pulled out of the ground pound just a little bit early. That gave Pugsy the room to get over, touch the wall, but that ground pound does make a connection. Wubbs in the 1v2. Both members of the blue team. Oh, he goes for a GC insig and it gets interrupted by the wall and blows up there. But you see, blue team is not confident yet against Wubbs. He's over on the wall. Phazon, he's gonna back up. They gotta be careful.
He's going for a side air. Now Wubbs with the dash landings and just playing off his movement here, waiting for a weapon. He's gonna pick up the sword, and the blue team still not confident, like you're saying. You're seeing them only go forward with these weapon throws. The sider is gonna close it off, but you can just see how scared they were there. Cody just frantically jumping after wasting his dodge, knowing Wubbs wants that recovery so bad.
It's so sick that we got Game 5 Luna Snowy Java Fakey, and now we're getting Game 5 for Pugsy Wubbs versus Phazon and Cody Travis. This top 4 has been fantastic so far. I am loving this.
And we're going right back into it. There's still one more match to go on the elimination side here, and it could just truly be anyone's game. We're not even going to change the maps up. The Apocalypse is still open. Western Air Temple is still open. Demon Island would be the oddball here. It's the one we haven't seen yet, but I don't think they're going to go to it with the way Wubbs is controlling these edges.
I love looking
gonna be the Western
at their titles and seeing like BCX Finalist 16 from Pugsy, and then also like seeing 2v2 low tier City 7 champion coming out from Phazon. Of course, he did that alongside my co-commentator Remmy. But I love seeing that, like, we in this top 4 we have our Luna, Snowy, Java, and Fakey, who are like quote unquote newer players, even though they've been around for a few years now. And then we also have these two incredibly old teams coming out, players who've been playing for years and years and years, showing that they're still very much relevant in current Brawlhalla esports 2023.
Now, this game has a lot more even than the other ones, but you can still see the red team kind of controlling the map here, right? The blue team is the one that's more split, and you're seeing them often have to default into the edge there. But for the most part, they're back to the stage now, and Pugsy is just running with it, right? He gets them back to the stage, and it's instantly 2 sword combos, an end light, a down light recovery there. But as I say that, Phazon getting some advantage there against Wubbs off stage here. Cody with the down sigs. That down light there is gonna take the first stop.
Wubbs is over on the left side. He's been without a weapon, it seems like, for 20 minutes at this point. He finally gets taken out off of his first stock. Pugsy's not in the worst position, but we see Cody Travis picking up the axe. He picks up a side signature. He's grabbed so many of those, carrying his opponent off screen before he adds that final dump of variable force on the end to take away stocks in orange. There you see him hunting for it. He wants to pick it up again. We've seen him do it so many different times today. Phazon was almost out of jumps down below. Ends up getting the stock onto Pugsy. Cody picked that one up. Phazon was just a little bit too far away to pick up the GC in light.
That was a surprising option as well, because we usually will see the GC downlight back to the stage there, because you can get that aerial version of the downlight there, but he opts to go for reverse endlight, just gonna probably send him away and try to go back on Pugsy when he lands there. Doesn't work out, and now Wubbs still has the stock to play with. Cody is the damage one on the blue team. The side sig actually gets interrupted by what looked to be Cody, I think?
Yes.
Doesn't matter too much. Downlight Nair is going to close off that stock, and now Wubbs. We've been praising his gameplay throughout the entire day, but now he's going to have to take this back foot here, because Pugsy's going to have to do a lot. He's the one that has to do the work here, playing on this second stock here. Side light Nair is going to take out Cody's last stock.
No!
Wubbs going over aggressive. The side air is his teammate. It's fine. Everything's a bit even here. Phazon has room to play with, but it's possible they can take the aggression onto Cody and take the stock away from him before Phazon becomes too big of a problem.
Now, we've seen so many Phazon and Cody Travis tournament runs end in games where like Phazon just gets taken out so quickly and Cody's stuck in the 1v2. But here, Phazon is the one doing the surviving. Even when he was pushed over onto the right side, you saw that side air from Wubbs ended up taking out Pugsy. They're still putting the pressure onto Pugsy. He was stuck in between Phazon and Cody Travis. So Phazon's doing a fantastic job, not only with his survivability, but his playmaking has been solid this game as well. He's really stepping it up, does get knocked out by the D-Light recovery. Cody Travis gets back.
Side air.
Fantastic follow from Pugsy, and they knock Cody out.
That was such good pressure from them both. The end light comes down. The side air is going to be the follow-up. It always will be the follow-up there in that position. Their team combo just slightly drops. But it always is going to be the follow-up there. But what the weapon throw does is force his dodge out, and then you see Pugsy right there waiting for that side air on his last option, that last option to jump recovery. He just instantly calls down, gets the side air before the recovery can even come out. Now in the 1v2, they get the team combo. Doesn't KO, but all that damage is now showing onto Phazon's HP bar as he's just one hit away from the red team taking it 3-2.
Oh, a little bit of team damage again. Last time we saw a sword side air hit, it was from Wubbs taking out Pugsy with that team damage. Phazon does have a weapon. That side air is going to do it, and Pugsy and Wubbs guaranteed top 3, and you pointed it out. We were praising Wubbs all day. Of course, it was very much due. We was very much due that credit.